What's going on, everybody? Akash Aesthetics, Optimized CEO, represent modern lifestyle right here. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about cortisol, the stress hormone, okay? What is that, and like, how does that whole thing work? And like, how do you understand cortisol to live a better life? Okay, so check this out. So cortisol is our body's stress hormone. A lot of people, I find, I get questions a lot, don't understand how big of an impact, the magnitude of the impact cortisol can have on your life, right? So when you're stressed out, just from a fitness standpoint, if your cortisol's high, your body will not burn fat. You will just stop burning fat if you're in a high stress mode, and it will stop also building muscle. It will not build muscle, and I'm gonna get into why in a second, but you will not build any muscle if your cortisol's high. In addition to that, there's so many psychological issues too, like anxiety, you have a brain fog, you're not clear-headed, you don't feel good, you feel anxious, you're like, fuck, the world's like kind of collapsing in on you, you know? So there's a reason for this, right? It's because we have evolved for thousands of years, okay? We've only been living in this modern world, living this modern lifestyle, so we've only been living this modern lifestyle for like what? A couple hundred years, like 100 years really, with all the technology. Like, it's however you want to look at it, but just put it to you like this: a couple hundred years ago, we didn't even have grocery stores, right? No grocery stores. Like, you gotta go hunt, kill, get some food, like that. Like, trade someone, you know, some stuff and whatnot. So we go back thousands of years. Our human race goes back thousands of years. You know, hella generations, right? Like, the cortisol has been a biologic, it's instilled. It's a primitive part of our nature. We're animals, right? It was a survival mechanism, all right? So that we don't get eaten by a lion or some shit back when we in our caveman days, right? Like that's the whole reason for stress, having your stress hormones, because it's a survival response. Like, we might die. Like, the chances of us dying, of like just walking outside in the road, you know, yeah, you get hit by a car, but back in the day, like, life expectancy was so low. Back in the tribal, I'm talking way back, tens of thousands of years, right? Because, you know, that's how evolution takes place, right? Like, you might be hunting at nighttime in the evening or something like that, and you just hear some shit, and then, like, you don't know if that is like elk that you're hunting, or if that's like a tiger about to jump out of the fucking bush and kill you. Right now, you don't know. In your head, you're just thinking about going hunting to get food for your family and the tribe. Okay, you don't know, right? So that's how the survival instinct was developed, the cortisol response. It's because when we're in high stress, when our life is threatened, your body doesn't care about you know, burning fat. It's like, fuck that, I'm gonna burn up all the glucose and then muscle, because that's faster to get energy for this guy. He's stressed out. He thinks you're gonna die. He thinks he's gonna die, or she thinks she's gonna die. I don't care about building muscle right now. Like, fuck that, I'm trying to live, right? That's why you're in that anxiety mode. Your body like it starts thinking fast, right? So that way you can like be more preempted to respond to danger, right? How to get the fuck away from danger. Right? Now you fast forward, that worked for generations. That's why we have a biological, it's part of our, you know, intrinsic nature, right? To have cortisol responses, right? But you fast forward into the modern world, what's traffic, being late to work, those are not life-threatening things, but in our head, our perception of those events is so skewed, right? Because no one educated us on cortisol and how this whole thing works and where it came from, right? I didn't learn this in school. Did you guys? Comment below if you did, because news to me, right? That's why I'm making this video right now, to give people perspective on how this whole thing works, right? So back to the situation. Traffic, or, you know what I mean, let's say you get fired. Okay, that's reasonable, right? You know what I mean, like, you're hella stressed out and all this stuff, right? But your body thinks it's gonna die. It doesn't know the difference between you're stressed out because of work, you're stressed out because, you know, you haven't eaten much all day, you're stressed out because your kids did some shit. It just thinks threat to life, threat to life, threat to life. Like, that's how your body, your biological body is reacting to you getting stressed out. All right, that's why meditation is so crucial in this day and age. I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's for another video. But I just want to make this video to give people perspective on the impact of cortisol. It will shut everything positive in your body down and put you in survival anxiety response. Because back in the day, for thousands of years, that actually helped us survive. Now, technology, we got homes and shit. You know, we're not like nomadic tribal people and all like that, you know, anymore. And our life isn't in threat every single day. Like, you know, the probability of us dying of starvation is very, very low, right? So, you know, fast forward till now, it doesn't work for us anymore, right? So that's why I'm making this video, to give people this understanding of like, this is what's happening when you're getting super stressed out and not managing your cortisol and not doing the right things to keep your peace of mind or your mental health as sharp and clear as possible, right? So, with that said, that's my main point. Like, just be aware. That's the whole point of this video. Be aware of like what it means to have high cortisol, like truly in your body, and why it's so detrimental. This is why it's so detrimental. It's because your body thinks it's gonna die. It literally thinks you will die. So just that is the biggest disconnect I find. And when people ask me questions about cortisol retention, whatnot, that's why we designed a cortisol suppression supplement. This is not even a plug for the supplement. Forget that right now. Just understand this. Having your cortisol low is extremely crucial to overall happiness and biological processes in your life, and just optimizing your being. All right. With that said, Kosh Aesthetics signing out. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video. Until next time, much love. Okay. Good. 2 more. I got EAs.